Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Ellarie. I am pumping out a lot of holiday inspired videos. This one's kind of like a golden smoky eye that I got going on right here. This look was definitely inspired by my new baby, the Urban Decay Smoky palette. I got it on shopyourway.com. You guys have heard me talk about this website over and over and over. I'm sure you're tired of it, but I'm going to tell you again because I'm trying to help you. Basically, if you're a makeup lover, you love buying makeup from several different brands, go to shopyourway.com to make your purchases so you can rack up points to redeem on free stuff. It has some great colors in here to make different types of smoky eyes. You can make golden smoky eyes, silver smoky eyes, whatever. Not only did I get this palette, I also picked up a new liner, which is my life now too. You guys are probably like, you're hella late, but I just got it. It's a matte liquid liner from NYX. And it's pretty much bomb. I don't know where it's been all my life. Like, I usually hate liquid liners. Like, they're hella difficult to use for me. I'm a gel pot girl myself. It dries completely matte black. I didn't use anything else with it. You guys, of course, will see that if you continue to watch the video. But I had to explain that it's life. And I will be using this probably for the rest of my life. You're going to see how I apply that. And you're going to see what else is going on here. Got a new concealer. I'm just brand new. Okay? Call me new. Because I got a whole bunch of brand new stuff going on. Brand new hair from Bellamy. Use my code Ellarie for some money off. Because this hair is like praise hands. Emoji praise hands. Don't mind me because I'm acting brand new. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. If you do, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up and subscribe. But yeah, let's get to this vid. So per usual, I'm starting with one eye halfway done, and then I went in with the other eye, applying Lime Crime's eyeshadow helper. I really love this primer because it's thick and it really helps the shadows stick. So since I used several different colors, I wanted to make sure I had a nice, good, thick primer. Moving on to my crease color, the first color I use is called Savannah Desert, and it's from Makeup Addiction's Flaming Love palette. I love this color. Like, I'm obsessed with it. It's like a matte, orangish, brown, brickish bomb color, and I'm blending it into my crease with one of Morphe's blending brushes. This is the only shadow color that I used that was not in the Urban Decay Smoky palette, which I'm getting to now. It's bomb. Love the packaging most of all. And here are all the colors. I started with Whiskey, which is a brown matte dark shade, and I used a pencil brush by MAC to line my lid and give my lid and crease some definition. Once I had the product placed where I wanted it to go, I grabbed my blending brush again that I used and I blended it into the crease. Next, I grabbed Dirty Sweet from the same palette, and I also used another fluffy brush by Morphe to pat this onto my lid area, trying to stay out of the crease. You can use a flat synthetic brush if you want to be more precise, but mine wasn't clean, so I just lazily grabbed this one. And once I had it nice and thick, I went in with Smolder, and I used my favorite blending brush, of course, also by Morphe. I think this one is from their Flawless collection, and I applied this into the outer V of my lid. And once I had it packed on in that area and kind of blended it into the gold color that's on my lid, I used the excess into my crease area. That's why I love this brush, because it's really small and it's easy to get in your crease without like taking over your whole lid. So I wanted to make sure both eyes were even, and once I had this color placed evenly in my crease, I just went back with the other colors and just made sure all the colors blended nice and smoothly into each other, and applied my foundation powder underneath my brow, or you can use your favorite highlighter. On to finish the face, I used NARS Creamy Concealer in the shade Biscuit. This was one of my first times using this concealer, and I like it. It's pretty nice. You don't need too much to get it blended out, and you don't want to let, depending on how you apply this concealer to your skin, you don't want to let it sit in one area too long because it'll be hard to blend it out. So you can work one area at a time. I just applied it where I needed it to go and used my beauty blender, of course, to blend it out. I like a really heavy highlight, but if you want something a little bit more natural, you can go one shade up. But this one works for me. Like I said, you want to blend it out pretty quick. You don't want it to sit on your face too long because it'll be harder to blend it out as it was for me at the top of my head. So I'll probably work section by section next time just to speed things up so I'm not patting my face to death. And then I apply my setting powder, which of course is Sacha Buttercup. And a lot of you guys asked me if I like this better than the banana powder, and I do. It's a little bit more warmer, so Yes, I like it better. And I apply it heavily under my eyes, and then I use the excess to go over the other highlighted portions of my face. I don't like to bake anywhere else other than my eyes and underneath my contour. Once I apply the setting powder where it needs to go, I press it into my skin first before using my makeup addiction brush to brush away the excess. Now I'm going to contour. I used AJ Crimson's foundation in number 7. I switched back and forth between this one and the Motive's Color Perfecting Quad. If you're familiar with my highlighting and contouring routine, this one isn't as thick as the quad, so it's a little bit easier to blend, but I like them both. And I'm just applying my contour lines where I want them to go. I like it a little thicker on my cheeks, and then I line the outsides of my forehead and down my nose and a little bit on my cupid's bow and chin area. And then I blend it out with Makeup Addiction's contour brush. I use this brush first because it's nice and dense and it's easy to blend out the cream with this brush first, for me at least. I always use a cream contour. I have yet to find a powder that I like on my skin tone to require me not to use a cream. So I always like to use a cream first and then I can go over it with a powder, but powder alone just hasn't worked for me yet. I haven't found the perfect shade, but when I find it, you guys will know. Now I'm going in with Makeup Addiction's Chiseler brush to blend things in even more. This one isn't as dense as the contour brush, so it blends it in even better. And then I'm applying Sacha Buttercup underneath the contour to make it pop even more, to give me some cheekbones since I do not have any. And then, of course, Laura Mercier's translucent powder. I apply this heavily underneath my eyes, kind of the same way I apply the Sacha Buttercup powder, heavily under the eyes, and then the excess in the other areas of my face, like my nose, my forehead, around my mouth. And I also apply it right on top of the Sacha Buttercup powder that is underneath my contour. And this is going to help make everything have one even powder matte finish. I, of course, always brush away the translucent powder with my MAC's Mineralized Skin Finish in Dark. The translucent powder, even though I love the finish of it, it leaves kind of a frosty tint, as I've told you guys before. So the dark powder by MAC helps me warm up the translucent powder. So I just use it to sweep away the translucent powder and get everything nice and blended. The longer you let the powder sit, the harder it is to sweep them away. So it's all about preference. I don't like to usually let the translucent powder sit for more than about maybe 30 seconds at most. Now for the blush, I use MAC's Format. I didn't really want too much color to my cheeks, so I used this kind of like as a blush bronzer over my highlight and a little bit towards the apples of my cheeks. And this brush is also by Morphe. It's a really nice, big, fluffy brush. And for my highlighter, I use Lorac's TANtalizer Baked Bronzer. I also got this from shopyourway.com. I'm using a brush from Anastasia Beverly Hills to sweep this on the tops of my cheekbones and a little on my nose. Now let's finish off these eyes here. As you can see, I have one done and ready to go. I'm applying the gold shade that's on my lid into the inner corners of my eyes using a pencil brush and Urban Decay's 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade 0. I use this to tight line at the top and heavily line my waterline because I'm going to smudge this out with Smolder, which is the same color I used in my outer V. And I used a pretty dense slanted brush to blend this out. And then I used Savannah Desert, which was the same color I used in my crease by Makeup Addiction with Morphe Smudger Brush to blend it out and warm it up. The bottom lashes, of course, I applied Too Faced Better Than Sex Mascara. And now for my wing liner, you guys have already heard me praise this liner in the beginning of the video if you didn't skip over that part. But this is NYX's Matte Black Liquid Liner. And I love this liner because usually liquid liners have like a shiny, slippery finish to them that I despise. And so this one dries matte black, kind of just like my gel pot, but even blacker. Like you don't have to apply hella layers on top of it. It just dries perfectly. So I love this liner. The lashes are Grand Glamour by Vegas Nay. You can also get these from shopyourway.com. And I use House of Lashes Black Lash Glue. I didn't have to cut these, but if you can't handle really heavy lashes, you probably have to do some alterations to them, but I kept them as is. And finally, the lips. I used Immortal from Gerard Cosmetics. This was my first time using this shade in particular, and I love it. It's another classic red lip, but the great thing about their liquid lipsticks is that they are Hydra mattes, so they're a lot more hydrating than your typical liquid lipsticks. They're not going to be as drying. So if you want to try out their formula, make sure you check the caption for a discount code. So here's the final look, guys. I hope you guys enjoy it. Like I said, if you did, please give me a thumbs up and please subscribe. Other than that, just follow me on Instagram. And yeah, until next time, love you guys. Mwah.